Will come to order. All members take their seats. All guests, please clear the aisle. The clerk will unlock the machine. All members record their presence by pressing the green button. All members, please hit the green button. The clerk will lock the machine. There are 64 members present. There is a quorum. All rise for the invocation to be delivered today by Representative Henrys, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Representative Henrys.
Dear Lord, Black History Month is recognized in many countries around the world. This month is the time to more fully embrace and honor the many positive impacts African Americans have had in our history. We humbly pray for your guidance and support as we work to truly educate society about the unheralded contributions African Americans have made in the betterment of all of our lives. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, Representative. Is there any objection to the approval of the previous day's journal? Hearing none, so ordered. Clerk, do we have any communications? Please read it.
Representative Ranglin Vassal is unable to attend session today, Thursday, February 25th, 2021.
Thank you. Place on file, please. Committee reports. Any committee reports? There are none. New business. Is there any new business? Thank you. I'm going to go slow. I want everybody to stand up. Deputy Whip Ackerman with new business. Representative Speakman with new business. Chairwoman McEntee with new business. Representative Norray with new business. Chairwoman Ruggiero with new business. Chairwoman Williams with new business. Chairwoman Vella Wilkinson with new business. Representative Constantina with new business, Chairwoman Diaz with new business, Representative Morales with new business, Representative Knight with new business, Representative McLaughlin with new business, Representative Price with new business in the balcony. Thank you. Representative Potter with new business, Whip Kazarian with new business, Floor Manager Edwards with new business. Anyone else with new business? Thank you. Representative Felix with new business. Representative Batista with new business. Representative Hawkins with new business. We will come back to new business because today is the last legislative day. We'll come back for new business, I promise you. You can also place your bills in front as well in the box in front of the podium. Just FYI for everybody. Next order of today's business is today's calendar. Clerk, please read the first item on the calendar.
Item number 1, House 5077.
Chairman Casey, please.
Thank you, Speaker. House Bill 5077 by Representative McNamara relating to health and safety. This is for the treatment of patients with terminal illness. It is called the Neil Fashon Act. This bill would create the Neil Fashon Terminally Ill 3 Patients' Right to Try Act of 2021. It establishes conditions for the use of experimental treatments for terminally ill patients. This is a very good bill. Representative McNamara has worked, Chairman McNamara has worked very hard on it, and I move passage.
Chairman Casey moves passage. Is there a second? Please hit the purple button on your iPad. Wow. Representative Shanley seconds. Representative Perez seconds. Chairwoman Bella Wilkins seconds. Representative O'Brien seconds. Representative Norrie seconds. Chairwoman Ruggiero seconds. Chairman Craven seconds. Representative Caldwell seconds. Representative Morales seconds. Chairwoman McEntee seconds. Representative Phillips, are you seconding? Thank you. Representative Phillips. Representative Hawkins. Representative Amore. Representative Bia. Leader Blazajewski. Representative Craven, Representative Carson. Representative Speakman. Representative Donovan. Chairman Abney. Chairman Azanaro. Speaker Pro Tem Kennedy. Representative Constantino. Chairwoman Serpa. Representative Cortravan. Representative Handy. Representative Shawcross Smith. Representative Tanzi. Representative McLaughlin. Deputy Whip Ackerman. Chairman McNamara. Chairman Corvasi. Representative Giraldo. Excuse me. Chairman Solomon. Representative Casimiro. Whip Kazarian. Representative Steve Lima. Representative Barrows. Representative Newberry. Representative Fenton Fung. Representative Price. Representative Barrows. Chairman Hull. Did I get everybody? Chairwoman Fogarty. I'm sorry. Representative Agello, Edie. Sorry about that, Edie. The light wasn't lit. I got it now. Is there anyone else? Representative Cardillo, Chairman Craven, to second. I said Chairwoman Fogarty. Representative Messier. Sorry, Mary, your light wasn't lit. The act has been moved and seconded. Clerk will unlock, I'm sorry, Chairman McNamara.
Mr. Speaker and ladies and gentlemen of the House, I would just like to thank Neil Fashon's family and for bringing his story forward. And I would also like to add, Mr. Speaker, that a 14-year-old boy who was going for experimental cancer treatment was asked by a reporter, "Isn't this false hope?" A 14-year-old responded, "There is no such thing as false hope. There is just hope." And that's what this bill does for many terminally ill patients. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman. I know you worked very hard on this for many years. Let's hope the Senate can see the wisdom of passing it this year. Any other lights? Clerk will unlock the machine. All those in the affirmative vote green, in the negative, please vote red. Yep. Has everybody voted? Leader Blazajewski, any proxies? And Leader Filippi after that, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 47 of the House Rules, I have proxies in favor of item number 1 from Representative John Lombardi, Representative Scott Slater, Representative Marcia Ranglin Vassell, Representative Charlene Lima, and Representative David Bennett. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader Filippi.
Same request pursuant to Rule 47. Representative Sherry Roberts, please.
Thank you. Clerk will please lock the machine. We have 71 in the affirmative, plus the proxies, 0 in the negative. The act shall pass. Next item, please.
Item number 2, House 5039.
Chairman Craven.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This act comes to us from Chairman Corvese. It's an act related to explosives, fireworks, and pyrotechnics. This act would prohibit the use of display fireworks or aerial consumer fireworks without a permit between the hours of 12 a.m. and 7 a.m. on any day, and would make a violation of this permit requirement a civil violation punishable by a fine of $75 and court costs. It's a good act. I move passage.
Thank you. Chairman Craven moves passage. All those who would like to second it, please hit the purple button on your iPad. Thank you. Seconded by Chairman Shanley, Representative O'Brien, Representative Norrie, Chairwoman Vella Wilkinson, Representative Hawkins, Representative Phillips, Representative Amore, Representative Cardillo, Representative Carson, Representative Speakman, Representative Donovan, Leader Blazajewski, Chairman Abney, Chairwoman Ruggiero, Chairman Azanaro, Representative Constantino, Chairwoman Serpa, Representative Cortravan, Knight, Handy, Agello, Chairwoman Fogarty, Chairwoman Diaz, Chairman Corvese, Whip Kazarian, Deputy Whip Ackerman, Representative McLaughlin, Chairman Hull, Chairman McNamara, Chairman Casey, Representative Giraldo, Representative Casimiro, Representative Steve Lima, Representative Felix, Representative Potter, Representative Barrows, Representative Faella, and Representative McGraw. Are there any other seconds that did not hit the purple button? Chairwoman Williams. I'm sorry, Chairwoman, your light was not lit. Anyone else? Thank you. There are no other lights. Clerk, please lock the machine, open the machine. All those in the affirmative vote green. All those in the negative vote red. Please record your vote. Leader Blazajewski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 47 of the House Rules, I have proxy votes in favor of item number 2 by Representative Lombardi, Representative Slater, Representative Charlene Lima, and Representative David Bennett. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader Filippi.
Thank you, Speaker. Same request and in compliance with Rule 47, Representative Sherry Roberts in the affirmative.
Clerk will please lock the machine. There are 66 in the affirmative, 5 in the negative. The act shall prevail. Next docket item, please.
Item number 3, Senate 7-0.
Chairman Solomon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. Senate Bill 70 from Senator De Palma is an act to vacate the forfeiture or revocation of the charter of Migrant LLC. It's a good bill, and I move passage.
Thank you. Chairman Solomon moves passage. Is there a second? Please hit anybody voting second, and please hit the purple button. Thank you. Representative O'Brien, Chairwoman Ruggiero, Chairman Azanaro. There were a few others, but the screen went blank on me, so I'm sorry about that. Chairman Abney, Chairman Casey. That's all that I have on my screen. Representative Barrows, Representative McLaughlin, Representative Cortravan, thank you. There are no other lights. Clerk, please unlock the machine. All those in the affirmative vote green. All those in the negative vote red. Leader Blazajewski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 47 of the House Rules, I have proxies in favor of item number 3 by Representative Lombardi, Representative Slater, Representative Ranglin-Vassell, Deputy Speaker Lima, and Chairman Bennett. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader Filippi.
Same request, please, Mr. Speaker. In compliance with Rule 47, Sherry Roberts votes in the affirmative on item number 3.
Thank you. Will the clerk please lock the machine? There are 71 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. The act shall prevail. Thank you. That concludes the calendar. I believe, Leader, we have a consent calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the consent calendar.
The consent calendar has moved by Leader Blazajewski, seconded by Leader Filippi. All those in favor of the consent calendar, please vote green. Any opposed, please vote red. Leaders, do you have any proxies for the consent calendar? Thank you. I did. There are 64 in the affirmative on the consent calendar. Please lock the machine. All those in favor? 64 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. The act shall prevail. The consent calendar is passed. Thank you. Representative Tabone, you want to be marked in the affirmative?
Yes, can I please be marked in the affirmative on the consent calendar in items 1 and 2?
So ordered.
Thank you.
Same request. Thank you, Representative Newberry, as well. So ordered. Announcements and introductions. Are there any announcements or introductions? Floor Manager Edwards.
Thank you, Speaker. I have a House resolution for immediate consideration approved by both leaders. It is in honor of Charles Moran, who was the longest-serving Democratic chairman in the state. He was beloved by all of us in Tiverton, and he was by far the most unapologetically partisan person I've ever met, who actually got along with some Republicans on occasion.
Thank you. Please send it up.
Thank you.
Chairman Abney.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you. The House Committee on Finance will meet in room 35 at the Rise.
Thank you. Representative Fenton Fung.
Thank you, Speaker. I have a resolution for immediate consideration with the permission of the minority and majority leaders.
Proceed.
Thank you. This is a House resolution that came out of a really sad situation that's been highlighted recently in the press, where children who are undergoing chemotherapy, their parents are not eligible to get prioritization for the vaccine. The original reasoning for that was that there was no evidence showing that vaccines prevented transmission. However, now there are multiple studies coming out of the Mayo Clinic, UCLA, and Israel showing they do just that. This resolution respectfully requests that the Department of Health establish guidelines and protocols and for administering vaccines to a maximum of 2 parents or legal guardians of children undergoing chemotherapy and 1 caregiver of an adult undergoing chemotherapy in order to assure the safety of the patient. Thank you.
Please send it up. Thank you. Thank you. Chairwoman Diaz, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request.
Proceed.
I have IC resolution with the approval of the majority and minority leaders to commemorate the 177th anniversary of Dominican Republic independence on February 27. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things COVID took away from Dominican community is the special celebration we were doing every year. But today, I wanted you to join me and commemorate all Dominicans around the world. Here in the House, we have 4 Dominicans, 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen. And I'd like to recognize them, and they are my good friend, Leonela Felix from Pawtucket, Mr. State Representative Ramon Perez from the City of Providence, and Jose Francisco Batista. All of them, along with the City Council, Dominican City Councils and the State of Rhode Island and Senator, celebrating a special day. Dominican Republic and Haiti share the same island, but Dominicans are very special and unique. And the reason is, Mr. Speaker, because the Hispaniola was the new world discovery for the first time in America. We have the first cathedral, the first university, and so many other things that are making the new world starting in Dominican Republic. I'm so proud to come in from the island where we celebrate with music, baseball, and rum. So today, more than any time in the world, we are so pleased to having a new president who's leading the country in very good way. So to all my Dominicans around the world in Rhode Island, congratulations. We are a free world, and was done because many Dominicans worked so hard for it. So, Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Morgan.
Speaker, may I be marked in the affirmative on items 1 and 2, please?
So ordered.
Thank you.
Representative Cardillo.
Mr. Speaker, I have a resolution with the approval of the majority and minority leaders for immediate consideration. This is commemorating the Healthcare Workers Appreciation Day on March 1st, 2021.
Thank you. Please send it up.
Thank you.
Representative Messier.
Adjournment, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Today, I ask the House to adjourn in the memory of Charles Tricky Carroll. He was a firefighter in Pawtucket for over 32 years. He lost his battle with cancer at the age of 62. He leaves his wife, Lori, and many, many relatives. He will be sorely missed. He was a great, great guy, always willing to help anyone who needed it. Rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please send it up, Representative. Chairwoman Vella Wilkinson, please.
An announcement, please, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House, leadership does not always come with a fancy title, a big desk, or a fancy chair. Please join me today in congratulating Representative Art Handy. Earlier today, he was presented the Clean Water Legislator of the Year Award by the Rhode Island Clean Water Association for his outstanding legislative contributions to a cleaner environment and climate change. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
Thank you, Chairwoman. It was very well said, and I did participate in that today. And Art, nobody deserves it more than you. You earned it, my friend. I could talk for 20 minutes about your accomplishments and everything you've done. You are a fierce advocate for the environment. You're a good legislator. You're a great human being. I could go on and on. It was well deserved. I say this many times, when one of us wins an award, we all win an award, and Art Handy is the very best that the Rhode Island House has to offer. Congratulations, my friend, well deserved. Thank you. Chairman Hull.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Just one moment, please. Please. I know it's an auditorium, I know we don't get to see our colleagues, but let's have some respect for the people who are speaking. Proceed, Chairman.
The Committee on Housing and Municipal Government will be meeting in room 35. We will be voting this afternoon.
Thank you. Any other announcements or introductions? We are going to go back to new business. Oh, I'm sorry, Representative McLaughlin, you have an announcement? Okay. We're going to go back to new business, and then I'll call on you, Leader. Proceed.
Yes, announcement, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to close in memory of, believe it or not, Jonathan Raposa, son of many of us know him as Louis Raposa. He works in the janitorial in the State House. He lost his son, Jonathan, and I just would like prayers for the whole family. He was outstanding state worker. He works right here in the State House. And Jonathan was 35 years old. So
what a tragedy.
I'd like to close in his memory.
Thank you very much. And our condolences to his whole family. Thank you. Let's go back to new business. Any other new business? Representative Felix with new business. Chairman Casey with new business. Representative Lima with new business. Steve Lima. Whip Kazarian with new business. Any other new business? Going once. Going twice. New business. Thank you. Representative Felix. I got to turn the microphone on, please.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I have a request and an announcement, please.
Proceed.
My request to be marked present for today.
So ordered.
Thank you. And then an announcement, Mr. Speaker, with the permission of both leaders. I have a House resolution which proclaims March 2nd as Day of Empathy in the state of Rhode Island. And I'd like to have it read and left on the desk for further signatures, as well as say a few words, if that's okay.
Certainly. We will read it after session, though. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Please send it up. Leader Blazajewski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement, please.
Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the high volume of bills, the bill introduction deadline was extended until today. But we will keep the desk open today, and so bills that have been in the legislative pipeline can still be dropped off in the box in front of the rostrum here or in the Speaker's office until we gavel in on the start of Tuesday's session. So the desk will remain open. You can drop off bills until we gavel in on Tuesday. Once we gavel in on Tuesday, you will have to use Rule 7D to file any additional bills by giving 1 day notice to the body of your intention to introduce the bill on the next legislative day. There is a limit of 3 bills per member using this rule. This provision does not apply to city or town bills, to the reinstatement of corporate charters, solemnization of marriage bills, appropriations and budget bills, or to bills to create or extend the reporting deadlines of study commissions. Regarding proxy votes, Mr. Speaker, we saw some of our colleagues have been using proxy votes. Please, if you need to vote by proxy, please let me know and provide an email to myself as well as to Danica Iacocca for approval and coordination no later than 3:30 on the day of session, please, 3:30. And of course, please copy Danica Iacocca as well. And if there is a consent calendar, please be aware that you need to separately itemize that you are voting in favor or against the consent calendar. And last but not least, Mr. Speaker, we have some birthdays. Tomorrow, Representative Lauren Carson's birthday. I know she's going to be in the Environment and Natural Resources Committee tomorrow. But
That's birthday. Dedication. That's dedication to spend your birthday working for the people. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Representative Carson. On Saturday, we have Representative Brianna Henry's birthday. This Saturday, happy birthday. And last but certainly not least, on Sunday, we have Deputy Whip Mia Ackerman's birthday. Happy birthday, Mia.
Wow.
Oh, it is?
Thank you, Leader. Representative Shawcross, do you have an announcement?
Announcement, Mr. Speaker. I would like to
Proceed.
announce, thank you. I would like to announce that my youngest grandson will be 16 years old tomorrow, Oliver Patrick Shallcross, and his first appointment is at the DMV in Woonsocket to get his permit.
I remember those days. Happy birthday, Patrick. Thank you very much. Chairman Hull.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A correction on the announcement. House, Municipal Government, and Housing will be meeting in the lounge.
Thank you very much.
35.
Thank you. Representative Alzate.
Announcements, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
I just want to wish my big sister a very happy 35th birthday. It's her second year of having a quarantine birthday, and it's a big one. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to celebrate a little something together. But happy birthday, Wendy. Love you.
Happy birthday, and do celebrate. Thank you. I have a House resolution proclaiming March 2nd as the Day of Empathy in the state of Rhode Island, presented by Representative Felix, seconded by Representative Batista, Kazarian, Casimiro, Edwards, Potter, Alzate, Morales, Giraldo, Blazajewski, Tanzi, Fogarty, Filippi, Knight, and McGraw. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? The act passes. Thank you. I have a House resolution commemorating Healthcare Workers Appreciation Day on March 1st in the state of Rhode Island, moved by Representative Cardillo, seconded by Representatives Corvese, Norrie, Perez, McEntee, Caldwell, Williams, Kazarian, Morales, Falella, Solomon, Bella Wilkinson, Craven, and Blazajewski. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. I have another House resolution commemorating the 177th anniversary of the Dominican Republic independence, moved by Chairwoman Diaz, seconded by Representative Slater, Perez, Bia, Batista, Alzate, myself, Leader Blazajewski, and Hull. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution shall prevail. I have another House resolution respectfully requesting the Department of Health to establish guidelines and protocols for administering vaccines to a maximum of 2 parents, legal guardians of children undergoing chemotherapy, and 1 caregiver of an adult undergoing chemotherapy in order to ensure the safety of the patient. Moved by Representative Fenton Fung, seconded by Representatives Casimiro, Shawcross Smith, Potter, Serpa, Phillips, Place, Newberry, Knight, and Chippendale. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution shall pass. I have a House resolution expressing the deepest condolences on the passing of Charles Moran, moved by Floor Manager Edwards, seconded by Representatives Magor, Filippi, Blazajewski, and McNamara. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Is there any objection to transmitting all matters on the clerk's desk to Her Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Senate, or the Secretary of State forthwith? Hearing none, so ordered. Leader Blazajewski moves that the House adjourn in memory of Charles Carroll and Jonathan Raposa, seconded by Leader Filippi. All of those, please stand for a moment of silence. The House is adjourned. The desk shall remain open. When we gavel in on Tuesday, it's the start of a new legislative day. Thank you.
I need this one?
Yes.
There was one more I thought.
Dominican?
No, I got Dominican. Dog. What do I got? Yes, I got Dominican.
Okay.
How many you got? 5?
5.
That's what I got now.
Is that the empathy day one?
Empathy is, I don't have it. They got it. You got it.
Perfect, yeah. I tried to
get as much as I can here. These were what Jason gave us. Okay. And so I wrote them down. The leader.
She's telling me.
House Resolution respectfully requesting the Department of Health to establish guidelines and protocols for administering vaccines to a maximum of 2 parents or legal guardians of children undergoing chemotherapy and 1 caregiver of an adult undergoing chemotherapy in order to ensure the safety of the patient. Whereas a cancer diagnosis and the resulting need for chemotherapy is a highly stressful situation for anyone going through this process, particularly children and their families and adults dependent on their caregivers, who are often close family members. And whereas, to ensure that the patients are not exposed to COVID-19 while undergoing chemotherapy, yet are still being assisted by their loved ones during such a trying time, is of paramount importance. And whereas the support of family members and loved ones is a vital component in an individual's fight against cancer. Having the support of a parent or caregiver while undergoing chemotherapy provides immeasurable help and comfort to a patient in their time of need and can assist the patient and medical staff in ensuring the best possible medical results and recovery process. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island hereby respectfully requests the Department of Health to establish guidelines and protocols for administering the COVID-19 vaccine to a maximum of 2 parent legal guardians of children undergoing chemotherapy and 1 caregiver of an adult undergoing chemotherapy in order to ensure the safety of the patient. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit duly certified copies of this resolution to the Governor of the State of Rhode Island and Nicole Alexander Scott, Director of the Rhode Island Department of Health. House Resolution proclaims March 2nd, 2021 as a day of empathy in the state of Rhode Island. Whereas the Day of Empathy is a national day of action organized in various states to generate empathy, humanize, and uplift the stories of those who have been impacted by the criminal justice system. And whereas the vast majority of more than 1,800 people currently serving sentences in Rhode Island's prisons and jails will transition into communities throughout the state. And whereas these formerly incarcerated individuals will become part of a population of more than 70,000 Rhode Islanders who have a past felony record. And whereas helping people with criminal records become productive members of society benefits their families and communities in many ways, including improving safety and preventing and reducing crime. And whereas formerly incarcerated individuals face numerous challenges that include finding work, housing, health care, and transportation, and these challenges may lead to recidivism, health, social, and security concerns. And whereas federal, state, and local leaders have worked to establish a policy that supports individuals who return to their communities after serving time in prison, jail, or under custodial supervision. And whereas Dream Corps Justice has developed plans and policies to facilitate a better transition for people from incarceration or community supervision back into society by coordinating existing resources, identifying resource gaps, and advocating on behalf of the individuals with criminal records. And whereas the National Day of Empathy includes representation from government, education, faith and community-based organization, and those formerly incarcerated, and is studying the needs of individuals who have been released from correctional institutions and working to increase the effectiveness of local reentry councils and smart criminal justice policies and/or practices. And whereas the National Day of Empathy serves to connect justice-involved individuals with resources and services important to successful reentry and decrease stigma by raising public awareness of the issues and challenges faced by formerly incarcerated individuals as they reenter the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island hereby proclaims March 2nd, 2021 as a day of empathy and urges its observance to all citizens. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State being hereby is authorized and directed to transmit a certified copy of this resolution to Nick Horton and Patrick Westfall, co-executive directors of Open Doors. Commemorating Healthcare Workers Appreciation Day on March 1st, 2021 in the state of Rhode Island. Whereas on March 1st, 2020, the first presumptive positive case of COVID-19 in Rhode Island was confirmed after a February 26 test had been done on a person returning from a school trip abroad. And whereas, since that day, managing the public health emergency that quickly became a worldwide pandemic has largely fallen into the very dedicated and capable hands of our state healthcare heroes. And whereas, demonstrating remarkable resilience and professional dedication, and despite the very real potential of becoming infected or infecting others, Rhode Island's healthcare personnel have and continue to be on the front lines of our state's fight against the deadly COVID-19 pandemic, which to date has affected more than 123,000 Rhode Islanders and caused more than 2,375 fatalities in our state. And whereas, for months over the course of 2020 and early in 2021, overstretched healthcare systems left health workers struggling with long hours, fatigue, and extreme psychological stress. And whereas, pushing through their exhaustion and fear, our healthcare workers have radiated continuous compassion in treating COVID patients with dignity and kindness when family and loved ones could not be there. And whereas, for all they have done and all they continue to do, Rhode Island's healthcare heroes are eminently worthy of our gratitude and recognition. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island hereby commemorates Healthcare Workers Appreciation Day on March 1st, 2021. We moreover sincerely thank all our healthcare heroes for their dedication and compassion and join them in looking forward to brighter days ahead. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit duly certified copies of this resolution to Scott Frazier, President and CEO of the Rhode Island Health Care Association, Newell E. Ward, Ph.D., Executive Director of Rhode Island Medical Society, and Sarah Lawrence, Director of the Community Health Worker Association of Rhode Island. What do I have left? No, I read that one. Okay, thanks.
This is all turned on and everything? House Resolution commemorating the 177th anniversary of Dominican Republic independence on February 27, 2021. Whereas it is a tradition and practice of this legislative body to commemorate historical events which exemplify the diversity, spirit, and struggle of the people of Rhode Island and throughout the world that have achieved independence and live in peace and freedom. Whereas the people of the Dominican Republic acquired their independence from Spain on February 27, 1844. Whereas each year this auspicious occasion is celebrated and provides an opportunity for all people to reflect upon the rich history of the Dominican Republic and the many contributions of Latin Americans to our country as well as the world. Whereas February 27th has been designated Dominican Independence Day in the state of Rhode Island. Whereas there is a sense of this legislative body to recognize the great contributions which Dominicans have brought to our state and nation. Whereas on February 27th, the people of the Dominican Republic and all free people will celebrate the 177 years of Dominican independence. And whereas the seat of the original capital of the Spanish New World, the Dominican Republic, proclaims a host of American firsts, the first permanent European settlement, the first university, the first church, the first cathedral, the first mass, and the first royal court. And whereas on February 27, 1844, the Declaration of Independence was written by Juan Pablo Duarte, Francisco del Rosario Sanchez, and Ramon Matias Mela. And whereas the Dominican Republic record for free and fair elections sets an example for emerging democracies the world over. Whereas today the Dominican Republic has a close relationship with the United States and has been supportive of many U.S. initiatives. The Dominican Republic has accredited diplomatic missions in most of the countries in Western Europe and in principal European capitals and belongs to many world organizations including the United Nations, the World Bank, the International Labor Organization, the International Atomic Energy Agency, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and Inter-American Developmental Bank. Now, whereas the approximately 2 million Dominicans now residing in the United States are an important element in the special relationship between the two countries. Rhode Island's Dominicans number among the state's smallest ethnic group, but the community imparts a rich history and vitality through their presence in our ocean state. The strong civic participation and business ethic within the Rhode Island Dominican community and local businesses owned by Dominican immigrants are evidenced by the myriad contributions greatly adding to the economic vitality of the state. And whereas the Dominican American community plays another essential role through their representation in the United States Armed Services, many Dominican Americans have made the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives defending America's liberty, security, and freedoms. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island hereby commemorates the 177th anniversary of the Dominican Republic independence on February 27, 2021, and proudly recognizes the significant contributions that Dominicans have made to the State of Rhode Island and the United States. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit the duly certified copies of this resolution to the various Dominican organizations in the State of Rhode Island, to His Excellency President Louis Abinah and Her Excellency Vice President Raquel Pena de Antuna. I'm going as fast as I can. House Resolution expressing the deepest condolences on the passing of Charles Moran, Jr. Whereas Charles Moran, Jr. was born in Fall River, Massachusetts, the son of Charles Moran, Sr. and Helen Moran. He is survived by his wife of 55 years, Barbara Ann Moran. And whereas Mr. Moran was a 1950 graduate of BMC Jeffrey High School and graduated from Brown University in 1954. He served in the ROTC at Brown and served our nation with distinction as a member of the United States Army during the Korean conflict. And whereas after completing his military obligations, Mr. Moran worked for Honeywell before he transitioned to a career in journalism, working as a stringer for the Providence Journal, the Fall River Heaven News, before eventually becoming the editor and publisher of the Tiverton Bulletin in the mid-1960s. He later worked in the office of the family business National Roofing Company until it closed in 1984. It was during this time that Mr. Moran returned to school and obtained a law degree from New England School of Law. And whereas Mr. Moran was always passionate about civic affairs and worked tirelessly throughout his life to make Tiverton and the state of Rhode Island a better place in which to work and live. He served on the Tiverton Planning Board from 1963 to 1975, and again from 1978 to 1988. He also served on the Tiverton Personnel Board in 1977 and 78, as chairman of the Tiverton Democratic Committee from 1995 to 2011. He was an alternate on the Board of Canvassers from 2011 and 2014. Whereas Mr. Moran also served as a member of Congressman David Cicilline's Senior Advisory Council during the Congressman's first term, Mr. Moran was always very passionate about the importance of people entering the right to vote. And for many years with Tiverton, he offered rides to the polls for voters without transportation and also organized meal delivery to poll workers of both parties on Election Day. Whereas Mr. Moran was a man of deep faith, who was a communicant of St. Christopher's Church for more than 80 years. He served as an usher and collector for more than 60 years and served on the Parish Council from 1976 to 1978. He was also an avid sports fan, especially baseball. And whereas Mr. Moran is survived by his sons Matthew Moran and Brian Moran, his brother John Moran, sister-in-law Sue Ann Moran, and many nieces and nephews, relatives, and friends, now therefore be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island hereby expresses its condolences to the Moran family on the passing of Charles Moran, Jr., and be it further resolved that the Secretary of State being hereby is authorized and directed to transmit duly certified copies of this resolution to Barbara Ann Moran, Matthew Moran, and Brian Moran. I don't know about the honor part.